we're live. Should I put my headphones on so you can actually freaking hear me and shit. Right. I don't normally do this, but you know, so a lot of you guys are banned from this guy. I don't know how you don't know how to stay under the radar of these guys, but I don't know how I'm not banned actually. Come to think of it. Right. Let's see what bullshit he's talking about. Oh no, this one. Here he is. Shit. Okay, now I gotta find you guys in the freaking chat. Here he is.
We got. All right, read that.
Yeah.
Bro, I just got my ice on too, and ladies.
Just got my ass up to blah 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 blah. Yep.
Appreciate that. Garrison Man Warehouse team, Brandon, they did a phenomenal job.
Phenomenal job.
I'm guessing you took advantage of the sale, and you got
Amazing.
your ice on too, and the ladies of the week.
And
Edward said with an Australian 7 says Stephen 3000's greater point is somewhat valid though.
good luck getting that shit shipped.
I think when you do something, let's not do that. Okay, I think it's dishonest, right? It's like, okay, well the guy was completely
Shit,
wrong.
where did I not gotta like post my freaking stream?
A point, a general point. No, the
Hold
point
on.
by itself was no.
Where did I see Nick?
Let's just say that. So now this is a new point. He says you did promote and sell products as collectibles.
Sorry guys, I'm not like prepared for this at all.
What does that mean? If you don't mind, Edward, if you're still in the chat, what exactly do you mean promote and sell products as collectibles? Because sales are going to happen, okay? Sales are going to happen, but the print count didn't change.
What do you mean the printout didn't change? You just undercut your whole fucking fan base, you dickhead. You dickhead.
It sounds like you're saying the only thing that will make something collectible is the price.
Yes! You fucking idiot!
Which, I don't think that's all that makes something a collectible just because you spend X amount of money on it. Makes it a collectible. I don't think that's how it works.
You devalued your whole fucking audience that have paid $35 fucking for your stupid ass fucking book, you fucking moron. I'm so glad I didn't jump on. I'm so glad I'm proud to say I didn't get one. I don't own any of your shit, you dumbass.
I'm saying that the actual
Alright. How can I get this shit to Comicsgate?
Right? I guess in this context,
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, anything can be collectible. I mean, people collect things that are massively printed or whatever. Who cares? But you get what I'm saying, right? So I would like clarification on that because I'm not exactly understanding what you mean it said. Because I mean, I don't remember us. We haven't changed our print count of any of the books that we've done. From ISOM 1, except ISOM 1C.
Okay, so when you haven't changed your print count, and you've devalued that by lowering it to $5, making all of the print count you've released so far worthless. You can say the alphabet, you can go through the list of your bullshit. You've devalued your fucking comics, mate. You've fucked yourself up your own ass. You have fucked yourself up your own fucking ass, you silly ass.
I would like clarification because maybe there's some communication that we can put out there from as far as what you're saying.
Look at these guys.
Maybe there's communication that we can put out there to clarify.
Where the fuck did I see the you guys?
Where you're coming from there.
Oh.
Maybe I got a response and I didn't see it. My apologies if I missed it.
Hell
it says
yeah.
It just answered, my bad. It means you sold comics and told your fans they would have value on the secondhand market. When did that happen, Edward? Like, what are you? I can't guarantee value on the secondhand market. I can't ever do that.
You could maybe guarantee it by not fucking devaluing your fucking book, you dumbass. You dumbass. Now you got me up here like Red fucking Foreman. Just dumbass, every fucking 5 seconds from me. Jesus, motherfucking Christ. I can't with these fucking people.
Is there like a video of
I
mine that you're?
can't.
I'm pretty sure I've
It
never
got me
noticed
like
that.
fucking Red Foreman.
I'm the owner of the company. The
I'm
marketing
sorry,
is
you
on
can't see
the
me
back
very
end
well.
is I can only control what we charge
I need
for.
a light there, but I don't have one plugged in at the moment. Sorry.
It says, no one who understands Austrian economics would believe that Eric would say something like that. Yeah, exactly. Me, especially understanding how economics work, I can't
Do
possibly,
you?
as a single man, dictate what the value of something after I've let go of it is going to be
Oh, I
determined.
guess. Well, I
Or
guess
what is
like
going to
he
be profitable.
understands.
He
Understands it better
dictate
than
the price
everyone
list.
else.
I can't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's all right then. He fucking understands it better than
What
I.
happened in
It's
your
okay,
again?
guys.
Is this something
Big
specific that
brains on
hurts
the
you?
job.
Like again, you keep saying it. You said it happened. You said this is a thing that was being done, but reselling your comics has never been a part of the Riververse pitch ever.
There he is. Can I actually send like that? Hold on, one moment, Nicholas. Yes, sir. Anyway, there you go, Nick. That's
Oh,
just for
he's
you.
one of the guys that fell for the fake tweet. Chalk it up to
We have fun.
so work for fabrication needed at the headquarters. I'm in the DFW area. You can contact us via our website.
Mm-hmm.
Say, and yes, Blood Roof, highly anticipated by a lot of you. Our first like horror themed comic book. Really excited for that. Really, really excited.
Hold on. Where the fuck's
There was plenty
my
decisions. It
room?
said you collect the value of the secondhand comics. You want to ice someone as a collectible first appearance to your fans. Then I don't know what that means. I'm not understanding what you mean collectible first appearance. Like, of course, it's the first appearance of Ice Some. It's his first book. I'm not understanding what you mean by that. Uh, yeah, the first time a character appears in the book is the first time they appeared in the book. I can't like retroactively change that being the first time he appeared. I don't understand what you're meaning by that. I'm not trying to be an asshole here. I just really don't understand what you mean there.
He doesn't
Doesn't make sense.
understand.
You sold it as a
Shit.
collectible because it was the first. Because it's the first appearance. I don't get it. I'm sorry.
You don't get it? Oh, okay.
I don't understand. You don't understand what I said. No. I don't understand
Alright, let me
what you
just
said.
run the sound through my fucking headphones and shit.
That I don't understand. I mean, we can go through it again one last time just for the sake of fun and customer service. You said just that you promoted ISOM 1 as a collectible first appearance of ISOM to your face.
Yes,
It
you
doesn't
did.
stop being, no matter if I gave it out for free, it doesn't stop being the first appearance of ISOM. You see what I'm saying? But I don't understand why the collectible, like, I guess that's the working term that is creating the confusion, right? Like, what exactly are you meaning? The Prince of ISOM 1, outside of the mass print, which we've been transparent about, that will always be in circulation. As far as if we sell out of it and like completely, as in we don't have anymore, we will reprint that one. That's the only one that gets reprinted. I don't know. what you mean. It is his first appearance. That hasn't changed. And the part you're talking about undermining, the only see this goes back to the concern troll, right? Because
Hmm.
part of the sale, the only book that was part of the sale from this first appearance that you're talking about is I Some One Cover C, and that's a mass print. That has already gone through two price drops because it's a mass print copy.
What is this fucking stream?
So if you wanted to treat the mass print copy, which you can, as a collectible, that's your business. But we have been very transparent about that copy being if we sell another
You fucking
fifty
lying
thousand of
piece
those,
of
I will
shit. You
reprint it
told
again.
people
It's cover
that you
C.
would not
That's what it's
undercut
there
them
for.
and you would
For I
treat it
someone.
as a
It's the
fucking
mass print
collectible.
copy
You fucking
of
retard.
the book. So, but that was the only one that was available as part of the sale.
You
Maybe you
fucking
got confused
lying piece.
alongside
Oh my.
the other
Oh,
guy
you guys just got
there as
confused.
well. Which I again not quite. This is what I recommend on a serious note because I know there's going to be some people that are concerned trolling, maybe others not so much. Vet your information.
Vet your information. The horse's fucking mouth. Penis shape. You fucking penis shape.
Vet your information.
Okay, let me just find the fucking tweets. Let's see.
Because that was a critical error. Like with Steven, not to call you out, I'm just using it as an example because that's what happened. Where you said something was part of a sale, like all you had to do was go to the collection and you would see that was never a part of the sale.
Motherfucking piece of shit. This motherfucker
To
right
clarify, you
here.
promoted ISO One as an issue with special collectible and you sold it as such. Again, again, I still don't know what that means, Edward. Says you devalue that comic with the sale.
Mm-hmm.
The only book, Edward, please let me know if you're hearing what I'm saying. Not even trolling. The only book that was part of the sale that was ISOM One was ISOM One Cover C, which was the mass print. Is that you do understand that, right?
Oh, so that makes it okay then. Okay, cool. Fuck everybody that bought cover C, I guess.
Just confirm for me in the chat if you don't mind, Edward. Like, okay, now I get that part because that's a critical thing.
But wasn't the other ones on? Hold on.
Okay, so you understand that. Perfect. So this whole collectible aspect, you're specifically referencing the mass print copy. Covers A, cover B, and the Ultramac, the creator edition cover, were not part of the sale. So therefore, you're saying that I sold cover C as a collectible that will retain value, whatever that means, because I never would claim any of that, anything to the nature like that either way.
All right, yeah,
But you're referring to
doesn't
a cover
value.
that we explicitly stated would be mass printed and reprinted forever.
Well, if you don't give a
So
shit about it,
there, I
what
think your
should we?
confusion maybe was similar to the other guy, where you didn't properly go through and look through what was actually being sold, and I don't know, maybe you're watching people that are saying things that are just objectively false.
Which people,
Nonetheless,
Eric?
covers A. This is the bottom line. Cover A, cover B, and the creators edition of ISOM number one were not part of that sale.
They weren't part of which sale, Eric? Your $5 sale?
So glad we got that clear. And for any of the books that are limited in print, they remain limited in print. Doesn't matter if I gave it for free. Doesn't matter if it was part of a giveaway. Doesn't matter if it's at the cover price. We have not reprinted those covers, and they will not be reprinted. So there you go. Just Yellow Flash says fake comic fans are very concerned. Shout out Yellow Flash. I didn't even see that he was in the chat. Shout out to my man Riptard on the way. We did send out some communication if you open your email talking about
Of
Riptard and
course. Yeah.
this upcoming book, which I'm very excited. My dog is rolling on his back for some reason.
2,000 views.
Silly dog. No, it's not confusion. You avoided the point about devaluing a comic your fans paid a premium for it. But again, all right. So you're saying what?
We're
All
trying
right,
to
Edward.
argue
So
about.
is your claim that we can't adjust the price of anything ever regarding our mass print covers? Is that your position?
You can adjust those prices as much as you like, mate, but putting it down to
Why?
$5
Why am I
completely
forced,
fucks all the
especially for a
fans
mass
that
print,
have paid
to
premium
to
price
charge
for
the
your
same
shitty
price forever?
ass bullshit, poorly written
Like it's the
toilet
mass
paper
print.
of a piece of
It's a
shit
sale.
comic.
It's gonna fluctuate in price, especially that one.
Yeah.
Right now, it's on the second price drop, by the way. For you
Hibbity,
guys that if you missed out on the $5 sale, it is on the
hibbity,
second price drop.
jibbity,
ISOM
hibbity
one cover C.
jibbity, hibbity jibbity,
It's a mass print. We sold it as a
hibbity
mass print copy,
jibbity.
meaning that I will, if it sells 2 million copies, we will reprint
Look at
it
this,
again.
look at this, look at this, look at it, look at it, look at it. Let me just take your wallet. Let me just take all your
And it was
wallet. Look at
sold as
that.
that.
Keep looking at that. Don't mind me just
But that
completely mugging
we
you.
have a mass print copy of each book that we released. For ISOM 1, it was cover C. For Yaira, Alpha Core, and ISOM 2, it was cover D. They all are mass prints. They all are mass print sales. Every one. I mean, they're all are mass print books. Each one of those, and they're
Okay.
going to fluctuate in price. No, just as disrespectful to paying premium at 86 for saying adopted early. Well, if you, all right, let me say this, Edward, that is a criticism that will be levied to the entire retail industry and entire comic book industry. That we've somehow that the seller is somehow disrespecting people by making something that is printed in mass as part of a sale for a premium. By the way, we're talking about the difference of $30, by the way. When he's talking about premium, that's what he means. Just for in case anybody, there's people in the chat that haven't, you don't even give a shit about comic books. You're just here because you maybe like my face or some shit. We're talking about the premium is the difference between a $30 difference between something that came out 2 years ago and now.
Do you? Oh my god, he doesn't get it. He doesn't fucking understand that these things accumulate more value over
So
time.
if you bought it in 2 years ago for a mass print cover,
yeah, it should be
with the
worth more
anticipation
now.
that it would somehow,
It should be worth more
I would
now.
say maybe get ISOM 1 cover A and B. Maybe you should have got
Am I out
ISOM
my
1 cover
fucking
A
mind?
and
I
B,
mean,
because
I
those are
haven't
the only
collected
ones that are
comics
limited in
all my
print.
fucking
And
life
maybe
either, but
the
Jesus
creators edition.
Christ. The gaslighting.
Those are the only ones limited in
The
print.
fucking gaslighting from this guy.
It's a 2-year-old book, man. Matter of
Yes!
fact, let's go see what the
It
biggest
should be worth
online
fucking.
retailer.
Oh my god!
Let's see what they're doing. I'm actually curious. Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out.
Yeah,
together.
let's go check it out.
Actually.
Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out.
We're having a little fun today. Right now.
Let's go check it out, you penis shape. Is that going to be the original printing? You penis shape? What's Spider-Man?
Okay, so
Issue
we
1
have
first
share
print.
this tab real quick. Let's see what's going on. Oh wow, check that out. Right on the front of the page, look at Midtown Comics, who I believe don't they work directly with DC now? Midtown Comics, one of the biggest, if not the biggest.
This is what he wants to be. This is what he wants to
comic
be. He wants to be a retailer.
On the front page,
We're looking at what Eric wants to be.
The front page. Somebody get on Midtown's ass right now for devaluing and insulting early adopters because they are selling back issues right now that are 60% off.
Okay. Is that 85%,
I was looking
Eric?
the other day. Early this week, not the other day. It was early this week. It was 75% off.
No, they weren't. I'm gonna call bullshit on that. I'm calling bullshit on that, you piece of
How
shit.
dare the biggest online retailer of comic books do this?
What is this? Midtown Comics. Midtown Comics.
Crazy. No, but on a serious note, nothing nefarious is going on. But if you are one of those that like collectibles, as far as first of all, you can collect anything. I mean, it's up to you. Nobody. I'm just saying, if you're looking at it from an investment standpoint, if you're looking at our company,
These are
your best bet
the
is to
60%
first
off
of all,
comics, by the way,
I think 2 years
guys.
is a little quick, right? Spider Man,
Street Fighter and
or Amazing
Friends.
Fantasy, or any of that stuff.
Addiction to Your Life.
It, pretty sure it wasn't less than a year when it shot up in value. By the way,
Hmm.
but if from an investment standpoint, if that's what you want to do, your best options are the obvious CGC covers, which we have one
Absolute
collection. Actually, we
Power.
have two collections right now that are allowed to have CGCs. Probably should invest in that,
It's all the
or get the
shit.
limited print cover. If you just want a base one, that's a cheaper buy-in. Get the base version of get the cover A's, cover B's, and even the C's, which are
Hold on.
even limited. If you really want to go limited for just a non CGC version,
60% off.
ISOM 1 cover C, which you can't get from us unless you show up at a live event or
Look,
something, or wait for like a special release or something. Um,
they're not doing 60% off
Alpha Crow
of.
cover C, which I believe you can get in the store right now. Yaira cover C
Such a fucking
as
lying
well.
piece of shit.
And you also have with the Ripazine, you have the collector's version of Ripazine, which is almost sold out. Of Ripazine #1, as well as the collectible version or the collector's. Hell, we even gave you a hint there. We called it the collector's version, collector's edition to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
You can grab that over at riververse.com. I would
Mm-hmm.
advise doing like get those.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't.
if it's solely for investment.
Don't.
I'm just giving advice.
They hurt my
If it's solely for
feelings.
investment,
Don't.
getting the print that will be printed 6 million times. If it needs to be printed 6 million times, I don't know if that's the best way.
Yep, these
That's
are
just me.
like
But you can do what you want. We appreciate your
10% off.
if you want to be a
10%
customer, we
off.
appreciate you either
10%
way.
off. 10%
I'm
off.
just saying, if that's your intent, maybe approach it a different way.
Is there a way I can streamline this to like just see 60% off?
Is Golden Patriot a part of the Riververse? Says Eric the Guapo.
Oh.
No, none of those. Neither is Aggravated Chronicles. Published by us, but it's not.
Fuck.
It doesn't have that Riververse stamp on it as far as the world is concerned. So the Mighty Golden Pages exists in his own thing. That's all Yellow Flash and Dillard's deal. We're just publishing it.
These comics are sold for like $4.50, Eric.
Bo Edmonds, I
50%
appreciate
off
that.
just
See, I
means
love seeing
it's
stuff like this.
two fucking dollars.
I love seeing it.
These aren't $25 fucking dollar comics, Eric.
He says,
You
if I can
penis
pull it up, I don't know
shape.
why it's not pulling up here.
You mass-produced a fucking comic and sold it for 25 fucking
Says,
dollars
kind of new
at
to
a
Riververse
fucking
Comics. Just
premium,
want to thank you.
like it was a
Riververse is
fucking
awesome. Plan on
crowdfunded
joining membership
project.
soon. Riververse got
You
me excited.
penis shape.
I appreciate y'all. Are you able to see a fan who paid $35 for cover C and hope they would go up in value? And well,
Yep.
I would.
Oh yeah. He's
I
selling.
would say if you're annoyed, it's self-imposed. That would be my response.
Cover C is mass. Oh, if it's so mass print, then why is it $35, Eric?
And we told you it was a mass print copy when we.
Then
first
why is it
released
$35 fucking dollars?
So I would say if you're hoping it doesn't. Let me say this, Edward. It's impossible
There's
for
a chat
it.
here.
Let me just basic mathematics and basic. Business. Everybody type business in the chat. If you're in the chat right now, type business.
Oh my
BIDNESS.
god.
Type in business because that's what we're going to be talking about just for a second, real quick. Business. Let's talk business. Okay. So to address your point here, okay. If I could pull
Does
it
he
up,
have a
I'd love to
chat?
pull it up. I can't see it here.
How'd you
But
get
to
on the chat?
address your point, since we're talking business here.
How'd you get on the chat, guys? Oh, there it is.
It's a mass print copy. That's number one, which is generally going to determine how much something is going to be valued. It's scarcity. It's the number one economic law. Okay. Not only are we talking business, we're talking economics, business and economics. Okay. So not only was that impossible because it was going to be constantly reprinted, as many of them, it's like going to McDonald's and grabbing, I don't know, a cheeseburger or something, a Big Mac. Like, you know, they're not gonna stop selling Big Macs, right? Like, and thinking that, oh, it's gonna retain value. Granted, yes, food is different, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's gonna constantly come. It was a staple. It's gonna be mass print. There's no way that you're gonna find value in that, okay? Unless they like change something from it, and we're not changing cover seats. Same thing, okay? So that's number one. Here's the one that really you have to consider from a business standpoint, and why it was impossible that cover was going to go up in value. Okay, so if it was going to go up in value, that would have meant someone would have had to, because let's say if we even kept it right at $35, okay, and we never deviated from it. Why on earth would someone buy it from you for more if they can get it brand new from the publisher for a lesser price? You see what I'm saying? Let me repeat that for you real quick, because I maybe spoke poorly there. Let's say we kept it at $35. How on earth would it have gone up in value if we, as the publisher, right? If someone's like, hey, I want to go get ISOM 1 cover C, and they can go directly to the publisher, and just because you're selling it for, like, say, because you just artificially thought it was worth more, and you sell it for $70, why on earth would they buy from you for $70 aftermarket when they can get it brand new directly from the publisher for the cover price? You see what I'm saying? That's business. It's like, why on earth would they do that? It's like you're selling it. Not only are you selling it, it's not directly. So you're getting it secondhand, aftermarket, right? Or secondary market. Why would they pay you more for it when they can get it directly from the publisher for the same for a lesser price? Doesn't make any sense. So I'm saying this is a roundabout way of me saying it was impossible that it was going to go up in value.
I'm gonna get banned.
Even if we sold it, especially if we sold it at only $35, which is how much it cost when it first came out, it would have been impossible. It's being printed in mass, and they can get it directly from us. So the aftermarket, at best, you can sell it for cheaper, right, than what we're selling it for, which people will be more inclined to maybe buy from you there. But selling it above makes no sense. I can go directly to the guy that made it or the people that made it and get it at the price that's lower than what you're trying to set. That makes no. Why would you see what I'm saying? Thought that it would go up in value because they had faith. But again, we're not gonna. That doesn't make sense. We were never gonna sell out of that print, Edward. It was a mass print. There's no selling out of cover C for ISOM 1. So you can believe in us, but also you have to understand the factual information.
Is there anyone in my chat?
Buddy? It's a mass print. It can't sell out. That's the point. That's why we call it a mass print. If you want to, no, actually, pro tip, this is what you should have did. If you really wanted to make money, right, off of cover C, you should have got it in on a sale. You should have bought as many of the cover C's that you could have got at $5, and then you resold them because the price would have went back up to a new cover price. That's what you should have did. That's your pro tip. Because that's the only way you're gonna make money. You only can make money off of selling it for less than what we sold it. That's the only way because it's mass print and they can get it directly from us new. So really, until they sell out in terms of the limited print of it, like let's say if all X amount of that's for the A and B. For C, it can't because if we sell out of our stock that we have right now, there will be more of them because it's a mass print. It's a mass print. It can't sell out. There's no. We will print as many of them as we can. Edward, you can't treat it like a first print because it's not a new cover. There is no first or second. It doesn't matter. Like we're on the second, third print of this thing already. It doesn't matter. It's the same book. So yeah. So yes, that was business. Business time with Ripper. Mass print copy, I believe, what is $20 now of a cover C if you want it. You can go grab that. If you are late to the well, there's no such thing as late to the party. You know, there's that. Do it monetize hater? No. No. It's not necessary. I don't know if he's a hater or if he's just a concern troll. I don't really know. But it just doesn't make sense. There's that.
Might be me.
Edward, we don't treat. This is the last thing. It's the last thing I'm gonna bring up here. We don't treat our prints. Rippaverse has never treated our prints like a first, second, third print or whatever for anything.
That's what
everything
you.
is the
That's
same
not what
as
you
far
said.
As the customer is concerned.
That's not
Cover
what you
C
said.
is a mass print.
That's not
So
what you say. You did
we
not
will
tell
print that thing as
anybody.
much, and you would not be able to tell the difference. We're gonna print it as many times as we want, because that's the point. It's a mass print. It's not meant to be. If there is a reader's copy, right? You can read any copy, but if there is to be a reader's copy, it was always going to be the mass print cover. It's not treated like a. So I would say you should be treating it more like a. I don't know, some cheap graphic novel or something that you can get at Walmart, or whatever.
Oh
Like
my
you don't
fucking
treat that
God.
like, oh man, it's just the first. It doesn't matter. It's not important. They print it in mass. Nobody cares. It's the same cover. Nobody cares. In comics, your deal is going to be tied to obviously the type of cover that it is and how many of those are floating out. There doesn't matter as far as the Rippaverse is concerned because you maybe have a point if we moved to a, let's say, like the variant thing, which is the problem with the industry as far as I'm concerned. I don't like that, but that's people's business. They can do that. They're free to do that. That's not how I wanted to run Rippaverse. Some people actually suggested that. It's like, hey, instead of doing just doing multiple prints,
Regular Stan Lee
just do another one so you can make more money. So basically, we'd be on our 20th cover of which is how most people treat this is how they treat their reprints. Is they change the cover, whether it's a color change, whether it's a completely different cover. That's how they generally do it as far as the value because they could sell that. So
because they've run out of product, so then they make a new cover, and that's fucking collectible.
Same like 45 different covers of the same book out.
It's unbelievable. He doesn't fucking understand fucking collectible. I can't.
All right, guys.
I cannot with this guy
here and going to talk about some.
What are you going to talk about?
Things.
What are you going to talk about?
Going forward.
What a retard you are.
Hold on real quick. My wife just appeared. We'll talk about some other stuff. My wife just got here, and it's about
she bring you a milkshake?
Hold on just a sec. Watch this. Watch
bring
this
you
real
a
quick.
drink?
We'll be right back.
Fuck's sakes. His wife is running his fucking business. His wife is doing all the fucking stuff for him. Soska. I wonder what his wife thinks about that.
You can go grab this right now. Riververse.com. Falling forward. Riververse first. Yes, I said first. Thing that we're working on. You can tell Yai was the first ever Riververse that
What?
we were talking about like initial
I can't hear you.
as we trained
What'd you say?
it, go around
What'd you say, Eric?
the man.
Huh? What?
You can't hear me over the music. Clearly you can hear me. What? What I was trying to say was that it's the edition size 500. I'm really excited for that. I got an update this past week about that. It's gonna be some cool things. That's coming very, very soon. Music not loud enough. I didn't think it was loud enough either. Where is it at on the site? If you go to the store and then you click on statues, as far as the
Is all this chat
or
on
toys is
just
what it
on
says. It'll
fucking
pop up. You
YouTube
see it.
then, or am I like shadow banned? Like, because I'm the only person in his X chat.
You'll see it. All right, let's talk some other stuff. Here we go. Damn, y'all are live today. I love it.
Okay.
Where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? What was the last one that I did? I think it was this. No, that wasn't it. It was this one. Miss Toxicity with a 5. Can't remember if I told you this, but how you had Bloodruth break down how multiverses are a myth, in ISO number 2 was clever. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun thing to write in to really stamp how what's going on within this particular universe. So yes. Yeah. We have 1992 space movie with 15 months. Are you Thanos because the discount Avengers are trying to stop you at every turn? They acting like you have the Infinity Gauntlet and about to snap. Yeah, there's the what do they call themselves? The Anti-Ripper Alliance. Martial arts with a becoming a member. Appreciate that. We have a 2 from Avery Parker. Says, "Are the fans in the room with you right now?" GJJ with a 10 says, "I have Ice on 1 cover B. Signs collectible to me if that helps." Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate everybody got in on those. Yeah. We got Emily with a 2 says, "Happy Saturday." Happy Saturday to you as well. JT Kirk says, "What a 5 about this logic. You devalue your collectible product by not raising the prices to keep up with the Keynesian inflationary period since the really that's true. The money doesn't go as far as it did. So by that logic, yeah, I should be raising the prices of every single thing that that we've released, since the money doesn't go as far
Yeah,
that it did or as it did in 2022.
Well, no, because you've got less customers, so you need to like fish for more customers.
All right, we
which
have
is what your $5 sale
CJ
was
with
about.
21 months. Appreciate that. We have Avery Parker with a 10 says, "Honestly, these types are here
Which
to
is why
subtract
you were
our focus from
bragging
juicy NDA
about
announcements. We should be
having, oh, we
focusing
got
on
so many
dozens
new
of people in here
customers,
who
so
have
many new
receipts
customers have come
of having
here.
spent literal thousands." Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on there. So yeah, we'll move on. We'll move on from that, and yeah, focus on other things. I'm with you on that, Avery. It's cool to talk business for a little bit, but yeah, let's move on. Solitary Red with a 5 says, "I thought your haters were on crack, but I'm sure it's Fent at this point would explain why they act like zombies." We got
Yeah.
Avery Parker with a 10 says their
Yo.
enjoyment of the story being less fun because of their collectibles mass print received a price drop to welcome new readers in the community. Laser focus in 2024. Well, yeah, I do think obviously. Look, I'm not stupid. It was a concern troll. I get it because that's the whole hey, believed in you. That obviously. If that's the case, you'd want us to expand any opportunity that we can, and this was a way to do it. I mean, we brought this up how most of the buyers of the that got in on the Rippaverse $5 sale for that week were new customers. All of them are new. That benefits everybody. Obviously, that benefits us. They should read it. They're going to enjoy it. Hopefully, which I
So
believe they will, and they'll become lifelong Rippaverse fans. Right?
yeah,
That
they'll
means more
buy
buyers, which means
$35 for
expansion. Okay, and more
ignorant written
opportunities.
shit that you won't explain anything to.
Business. On the other hand, you have the fandom, the general fandom, and more people that are part of this sandbox for the reason that it's a sandbox in the first place, right? And I brought this point up before. Look, we have collectors like editions of things like, and we do limited prints for a reason. Like
Sandbox
that's our bone. If
is
there
a
is to
type
be
of
one, that
fucking
folks
video
that don't
game.
even give a shit about anything, CGC copies, right? If
What do
you
you
are,
mean
and granted,
sandbox when
I
it
have a bunch
comes
of
to
collector
a
stuff that I have
goddamn
zero versions of,
fucking
zero reason to sell. So I think that's an
comic book?
important thing as
What the
well.
fuck do you mean
Collectors
about sandbox?
aren't
Do you mean
speculators, right?
writers
Maybe
come in
you
and
can
just
you
like
can argue that all speculators are
play in
collectors,
the
but not all
fucking
collectors
universe
are
you never
speculators.
fucking talk
And there's
about?
again, like I was talking about this in one of
Like
my
you
Sega
don't
Genesis
talk about the
collection, right?
fucking
Over there
universe you've
in that
created
box
and
right there,
shit,
the
you
Kobe
know?
rookie card. I'm
So
not selling
what are
that
people
card ever,
supposed to do in this fucking
ever.
sam? You just keep
That
saying
card
it's a
will go to the
sandbox,
grave with me,
and you never
right?
fucking explain the fucking
It's just the
universe. You
bottom
never
line.
fucking explain the characters,
Could
the
I make some money
stories,
off
the
of it?
fucking
Absolutely. I
universe,
went through
the
my period when I was very
the
young, collecting
backstory,
everything,
the forward
collecting like a lot of
story,
cards.
the
I collected a lot of
sideways
NBA
story,
cards. I
what's
collected
going
a lot of
on,
baseball
day to
cards
day.
as well. I was into it. I didn't care to resell it, right? Um, so in the same respect, so we have that there for them for sure, 1,000%. We have that there for them. That said,
Oh my
I'm
god.
not building my company around collectors, right? I'm not well, no, not collectors, speculators. Let me be more precise, right? Because like I said,
Oh, it was
anybody can collect.
speculators now. Poo poo those
Speculators. I would
collectors.
run my
Poo
business into the
poo
ground if I
your
was
audience.
selling products with my main target audience in
Collectors.
mind are resellers. I can't last
Speculators,
like that.
more
I'm sorry.
like.
Um, our primary focus is on readers, and that will remain as such forever. Anytime we can expand our readership, that's what
The
we're going to
fuck
do
is
without
this?
compromising the stories. We're going to expand our readership, and it's really critical. It's key
It's
right
key.
now with us being where we're at
It's
as
key.
a company so young.
It's key,
Okay,
guys.
this is the time where you have to expand. You have to focus on expanding. It's not. It's not to resell. I don't like that. That's not our approach. We have items that can be resold. We do limited print because we are in comics. We're not stupid. We understand that there is a bone that needs to be out there for sure, but we can do it in creative ways like the way that we do and letting people know what our
We like the
prints are,
collectors, but
as
we don't
well
like the
as having
collectors. We're
like
not
signature
about the
series
collectors,
copies of
but
it that
we
are
like
signed
the
and graded.
collectors as
We
well.
have those elements, so it's collectors can get in on that stuff.
Just take your
Doesn't mean
fucking
that they're going
walk
to
around the
resell it, but
block.
also, guys, if
Come
they
on.
want to resell a
Just take your
CGC
fucking
signature series
conversation
copy,
around the
whatever,
block. Here we go.
they're going to be free to do that. But I will never
It
build this
is what
company
it is,
around
what it is,
speculators.
and
I
diddly
refuse to
dee.
do that because it would not be a smart business decision.
No.
We have to focus on readers. We have to focus on people that are actually into the Rippaverse. That is the primary customer, folks that want to read our stuff, actually get lost in our universe, and nerd out about it.
You never talk about universe. Let's
That's the
talk about
focus.
the universe. Let's
Shout
talk
out
about the
Avery. We got
universe.
Man in the Mask with a 5. Any details on what kind of rules or direction the lore of magic, religion, and supernatural for the reverse?
There you
We have
go.
all the ideas,
Universe
not like
question.
details. We just haven't
We have all
made
the
all of them
ideas.
clear.
We haven't
And
yet. No,
there's a
you've
reason
made
for that,
none
because
clear.
again, it's part of the world building. Is how all that kind of ties in and functions.
Yeah, that's not
There's
clear.
magic users. There's different kind of
There's
magic users.
magic,
If you
you
want to
know.
consider kind of what Bloodroof does with blood, and also you have
I don't want to
like
consider
Lillian,
that at
right? So
all.
it's a little different, or a lot of different actually.
I don't want to
So yeah,
consider
we
that
already have
at all.
the ideas of how it works, but we'll tell those. We got a lot of story to tell, and we'll tell those over the course of the next years for sure.
So just keep buying the books, guys,
We
and then you
have
might know what the
Kellen
fuck is
KMK with a
happening.
10 says it's been a while since I super chatted. Just bought Gooding the Ripazine catch up pack. Keep up the good work and God bless. Appreciate that. Glad you got Gooding. You're gonna enjoy Gooding, and
You
the
better enjoy
Ripazine
Gooding,
catch up
otherwise
pack
his hounds
is
will
a
fucking
great
get you.
opportunity for you guys that missed out on the first Ripazine. You can grab that Ripazine catch up pack and grab
I need a
the
new chair,
first one
guys. It keeps fucking sinking.
as wait. Um, we got Edward with a 3 says were all the items in the $5 set also mass print? Not all of them, no. Most of them, as far as like, well, if you're including merchandise, but no, not all of them were. Some of the mass prints were. We had
Some of the mass prints.
ISOM. Well, as far as the
Did you
books
hear
that you could
that?
get, ISOM
Some
1,
of the mass
ISOM 2,
prints. So
and
he's got
afew
mass prints of
were all part of
multiple of these.
it.
Multiple mass prints, guys.
We have yeah, there we go there. Okay, let me move over. Perfect. Be a space themed story in the Riververse, so you keep things street level. No, there absolutely. I would say count on it. It's a universe after all. Earth isn't the only place
Which.
that exists. Flourish
No?
Park isn't the only cities that exist.
You want to
You
name another
obviously
one?
know that our layout of our world is a little different from the world outside. We didn't want to approach it that way. Okay.
Who's we?
Um, we
How are
wanted
you
to make
laying it
sure
out?
that
Uh,
it has some familiarity, but it's also unique. Like you
you want to
guys
talk about the
that
war?
have
What
read
happened
the
with the war?
cards, hell, we drop little tidbits in some of these other books. Hell, it was even mentioned in Gooding how the layout of the Ripperverse, as far as Texas is concerned, it's different. It's not the same. So that gives us a lot of
How?
opportunity to tell
In what
any
way?
sort of story. There's stories that are being told. I'm not going to NDA myself, that will be announced soon. And yeah, there's that.
Just a
There is that.
fucking tidbit.
We have
A
Jefferson C.
synopsis.
Post with a 5 says focus on making the pie bigger, leave the haters to the casino. Oh yeah. Um, that's always the focus. The focus is the company, and it'll remain as such and growing this bad boy. And look, uh, elephant in the room type of situation, man. There's a lot of great creators out there that are doing their things, and then there's those that unfortunately just feel like the Ripperverse's success and existence is like a threat, and you shouldn't see us that way, because there are other ways to get it. If the market is to thrive, you should expect that there's going to be people more and less successful than you are.
I don't think people are looking at you
I'm
as a
totally
threat,
aware
Eric.
that
They're looking at
eventually,
you
and
as
it
a
won't be because they
charlatan
hate it.
and a fraud.
That's
They're
hating
looking
ain't
at
never got
you as
anybody
a
anywhere other
goddamn
than maybe
ripoff.
some super
They're
chats on
looking
the
at
internet.
you
But as far
as a
as
fucking
like
laughing stock
exceeding, like as far
of
as
the
the success
comics
level,
fucking
viewership,
industry.
or like
You're a
readership of like
fucking used
comics,
car
you need to
salesman.
anticipate that somebody's gonna come and kick
Do
my
you
ass.
understand? Everybody thinks you're
And it's not
useless
when
at
they kick
this.
when I kick my ass, I mean Ripper versus ass. It's gonna happen, and I welcome it. Somebody's gonna kick our ass, and I'm gonna get right out there and compete. But it's not gonna be hatred from me. They'll get nothing but love and support from me. That's it. Um, because that does nothing but benefit this industry. If somebody comes along and they do a campaign, and I don't care. And by the way, I don't do that whole elitism shit. I think I've mentioned this before on stream. Like if somebody comes along and they outsell the outsell me, and they can be half my age, right? Which would be a fucking I'm a teenager, but they can be half my age, right? They can be a very young person, okay? Young, they be in their early 20s. Uh, if and they just kick my ass, right? More power to them, especially if they're bringing in new people to comics, because that there's no reason why someone can't buy their shit and also buy ours.
It's getting boring.
But expect that, and I think that's how you should operate. I don't care what industry you're in. Don't operate as if you're the man and gonna always be the man, because you're not. It's an economy, it's a market. There are going to be people that are going to come by and kick your ass, and you should be expecting it. And if it makes you sour that you're going to get your ass kicked, it's not. It's not a. It's first of all, audience picks up on that. It shouldn't be that way. But don't be sour. Go be great. Go be great. But yeah, the pot can grow. It's not fixed. Never has been. Anybody that suggests as such is probably economically. I don't care where they say that they are, because I've seen it a lot. There's a lot of people that would claim to be on the right, but they're socialists at the end of the day. Their economic understanding is about as
Right
socialistic
wing
as it gets, specifically as it
socialists.
pertains to scarcity. And I think that's maybe the problem, a fundamental problem is that you have
Right wing
way too much, at
socialists,
least in
everybody.
America's case. I can't speak to a lot of the other country, but in America's case, you have a lot of people paying lip service to ideas, but they don't actually understand or believe in them. Markets is a big part of it. Like free markets, you'd be hard pressed to find some people that they're pro free market and they're pro markets, they're pro capitalism, and then when you really start to dissect and analyze what their actual position is, it's very very akin to a lot of state socialists. Um, whoa, let me back up here. CJ with a 5 said, "Would love to see Splatterpuss versus ISO."
It's
Mm,
like,
okay,
are we ever gonna get to see who owned the car of the guy that dropped on
okay.
Ison? Someone should ask that.
Ray Haylock with a 8 says, "Hey Eric, will the Ripper send I guess you mean cater for those who run their own campaigns? Can there still be a use for your services?" Yes. I think I mentioned this in the I can't remember if that video is going out. I mean, I've been doing so many videos these past weeks. But there's a Ripper Send video where I talk about that, and like, we offer each thing individually. Okay, so yes, guys like Jay, guys like Flash, they're taking advantage of everything, and I think that's going to be the most attractive thing that we offer, especially for guys
Guys like
that
Jay,
are
guys like
either
Flash.
established or they are just getting started out. I think the mid tier guys maybe not, but especially guys that are established or guys that are just kind of getting their
Now
feet
they
in
are
the door,
mid-tier
they want
guys.
to they don't
See,
want
you've
to
got
handle that. They just want to
Yellow
create. Okay,
Flash, and you
and there's
got
a lot that goes into this, and
C-3PO,
I've mentioned this a million
and then you
times,
got the
man.
mid-tier
It's
guys. You know,
unfortunate seeing some people be completely over their heads with regards
it's a
to
popularity
how to ship
fucking
and,
game.
and, and like fulfill
So it's not about how
campaigns,
good the
okay?
fucking
Or
comic
just any
is.
item.
It's
Doesn't even need to
about
be in a
how
campaign
popular
format. It's different.
they
You can
are
create, you can have all the
for the
best
fucking
ideas,
Ripperverse.
but you are in a different industry, okay? And you need to understand that just because you can draw, just because you can write, does not mean that you can run a logistics company, which is effectively what you're doing. Okay, so it's it's
No, but you can put things in the mail.
for those that understand that,
I can
it's because it's not just about not knowing how to do it. It's sometimes it's not the best use of your time.
sometimes they want to. Sometimes people think it's satisfying to do that
You know,
because it's their comic. They made
it's
it.
not. It never has been. Well, it's not the best use of your time for some people. So you let the guys that can take care of it take care of it. This is why. I mean, we wanted to do it our own, and now we have this infrastructure that we're basically giving out to everybody else that maybe doesn't want to invest the hundreds of thousands of dollars in their own distribution company. Okay, totally understand that because there's a
Well,
lot
you
of
wouldn't
money and
have
time
to.
and
There's a
effort and
thing
things that
called
you have to
the
learn that you don't know what
mail.
you don't know.
You know, you can just use the mail. Like it would
You
cost
don't know
you
what
a
you
few
don't know.
thousand.
But
Not hundreds of thousands,
If
no.
there in the event that I guess it's a roundabout way of saying, in the event that someone does want those services individually, let's say you just want us to fulfill, we'll do that.
This is
If
his chat.
someone
It's
just
not
wants us
moved.
to
So
like you want to hand over all
I'm
the
obviously
data and
shadow
just let
banned
us
or
do it, then yeah, we can talk business and we can make it happen. No problem. And it doesn't necessarily have to be books. It could be I don't care what it is. We have the ability to ship it, so we can do it. So yes, you can use those services individually. So if there's somebody that's hey, I've hosted my own campaign, it's done, it's closed down. Now I want to get this book shipped out, or the items that you have in the campaign shipped out. Yes, you can reach out to represent. Paul Height with a five said Western media will make a comeback. I believe in it too.
and how much is that, Eric?
Creative rivalry is good business and customers. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's tasteful, for sure, it
How much
absolutely
is
is.
that?
Benefits nobody as long as it's tasteful. Like, I think some people maybe assume like rivalry, and first of all, in order for
Is
it to
that
be
going
a
to be cheaper
rivalry, it's
than
generally
doing
like
it yourself?
acknowledged by both parties.
More
Um,
expensive.
but yeah, go two entities being great and trying to one up each other, but also doing it in a tasteful manner benefits the market at large, right? This is why I did a video that got released not too long ago, and I specifically said
Oh
talk
my
less, work
god,
more.
he has
Right?
done
Like I
nothing
said, I
but talk
operate
about
with the I
himself.
operate under the impression that someone eventually is going to come by and end up kicking our ass in our own market, and yeah,
Everybody.
I welcome it. It's not anything that because maybe there's something that you did that I can learn from, especially if you did it as a newbie, which is probably what's going to end up happening, right? It'll be somebody that came through was like maybe just knocked it out the park, everything worked for them, and then they do a I don't know a $10 million campaign or some shit, which is wild. You get what I'm saying?
No one's gonna do a $10 million campaign.
Cool, works for me. If I can learn from you, that's what I'm gonna do. If
Maybe if
I
fucking
can
XQC
maybe
released a
take a
comic.
concept or maybe there's some new market identifier that you got there and I can utilize it and grow the company myself, yeah. I just don't I don't do all the hating shit, man. That shit's gay. Like I'm just not really interested in that for lack of better terms. Like especially we're talking independence, right? Like you already are up against it if you're doing things independently. Like it's not conducive to any other party to be hating and shit constantly. That's independence. That's not I don't get anybody anywhere.
Well, that's because your work is
Not for
shit,
the market. Like I said, you can
and you're
yes,
down
can you
here,
redirect
and everybody
hate
else is up
in a
here.
way to make it necessarily
So
lucrative
you're
for you?
down there,
Absolutely. Um
and everybody else is
absolutely.
up
You could
there.
do that. But it doesn't necessarily benefit what you're doing in the markets. Cause yeah, uh sure I could do monetize your haters 7 days a week and I'd
You
make
don't have,
awesome money. It wouldn't grow the Riververse. It effectively kill the Riververse, but I'd
yeah,
make all the money, which is, that's an approach, but I'm just not interested in that. I'm trying to grow the actual company.
because Glenn Beck said no, or because you're too fucking stupid
We got
and
Warren with a two. Says still very
you
early,
can't
but
fucking
Riververse
stand
at
to,
MegaCon
you
2025.
can't
I
stand
think
toe
we're
to
gonna be there.
toe with people that don't lie like you lie,
Every
Eric.
Park with a five to hear me out. Host a community Riververse Sports Day where you compete on behalf of our favorite characters, combat sports included. Eyes on you, Kara. Interesting. Flash might sell millions, says CJ. Look, if Flash somehow, I mean this,
I
and
can
I'm
see
not I'm not
why
meaning this simply
Ethan doesn't like
because
doing this. I can see why Ethan
we're the
gets
ones
tired of
hosting it.
it.
Obviously,
It's
I got
and
skin in the game, and that's why you should use your percent because I got skin in the game because we don't make money unless you make money. You know what I'm saying? Is how it works, which is how it should be. So obviously, I have every incentive to make this as successful as it could be. I'm not gonna be upset with Flash because I'm not gay. If Flash book ends up doing being a I don't know a
what?
$5 million campaign. Let's just say that
Clip
and it could
that.
happen. Shit, I don't know, but let's just say that happened. Let's say Flash
The
and
fuck?
John Dillard's The Mighty Golden Patriot was a $5 million success, which means it would have destroyed ISOM number two. All I'm gonna sit up there and say is, great job. How do we improve the campaign? And when does the second issue come out? Through Ripperson, if we can make it happen. Maybe he doesn't want to do that. Maybe he says, "Shit, I'm gonna do it. I'll do it myself. I will teach Flash whatever he fucking wants, and give him as much knowledge as he realistically can to go let his wings fly. If should he want to do that, right? That said, um, he will get nothing but love and support from me. If Yellow Flash ends up doing numbers that even remotely compete with ISOM or any other ISOMs for that, hell, any other reverse book. I'm just not wired that way. I just some people are. I think there's some people, they look at other people being successful in their market and they look at it as a threat. And I just think that's a bad way to pay, a bad way to do business. Business is a terrible way. And he's gonna hear it just like I heard it. If he ends up having when he ends up having a successful campaign, it's a matter of how successful. Because they'll say the same things they told me, which is bullshit, by the way. It's, oh, well, you're a young guy, you weren't in the industry. It's the whole proper channels argument. It's the whole elitism, right? Because comic industry is going through the same thing that journalism's gone through, right? Where the CNNs think they're the ones that dictate what's actual news, what's truth, what's not true. That's not how it works anymore, bros. The market dictates
Bro,
that
that's
for
not how it
independence,
works,
right?
bro.
So nobody gives a shit how long you've been around. Nobody cares how experienced you are. Are you
Oh,
producing something that they want? And if someone half your
really?
age that's not as experienced does it in an unorthodox way and they end up kicking your ass, that's just what the market determined.
But you're not kicking anyone's ass and you've undersold all your fucking customers, you
And
retard.
that's just how it is. So and that's how it should be. I cannot stress that enough. That's how it especially should be in entertainment. Fuck these proper channels. Nobody cares about that. Like in
They do
entertainment,
care about
especially
them though,
there's no
Eric.
right way to do things, right? And by that, I'm not saying there aren't universal truths. I'm just saying that in the markets have been so meddled with that the main beneficiaries were the people that were already part of it.
They're obviously
Okay,
meddled with if you're still
those
in
people that were
business,
in
you
that
fucking
industry,
charlatan.
I'm speaking about comics now, determined what the rules were, how much they must cost, how much, how they're distributed, the logistics of it all, what's permissible, what's not, who could be in the industry, who can't. That all went through the same channels. Now, who cares? A guy in his fucking house can be completely self-taught,
You're not
put
self-taught
something
though,
out there that
Eric.
the audience finds appealing. They
You're
can buy
obviously
it, they
going
can
on
enjoy it, and they will have never gone through the
somebody's
proper channels.
advice. I don't know. Maybe
I
your
think
wife went to
everybody that
business
does
school?
entertainment independently needs to be prepared. I don't care if you do music. I don't care if you do
You
comics.
failed at.
I don't care if you're
You
doing
failed at.
TV and film.
You
There's going to
cannot
be
fucking do.
someone probably half your age that is about to drop and kick your ass.
Okay, so now
And
he's
there's going to
looking
be
to
nothing you
be.
can do
He
about it
wants
other
to
than,
be like.
well, you can hate,
He's fishing.
but that's not going to help your business.
He's fucking fishing for someone to come up
That's
there
business.
and
B I
like
D N E
fucking
S
be the
S.
one
Business. It's not
to
going to help you.
fucking give him the
Or
fucking golden
smart thing
fucking
would be,
goose.
damn, what did they do to see all that success? How did they do it?
He's
What
fishing
are
for
they
the
doing?
golden
Oh man, I
fucking
have all this
goose
experience. What are
that
they
lays
doing that's
golden
tapping into the
eggs
market
that
that
he
I'm
can
not?
sell to people through
And you learn from
Rippaverse.
it.
Essentially, this is
All right.
what this
You
is.
get inspired, and then you go be great.
You go be grey.
But that's what I love about independence. That's what independence is. There's a lot some folks that may be out there, and we dealt with this in music.
Some
That maybe
folks.
they are out there that think independent. They're just mainstream cats that think that have like since done something trying to be adjacent to the mainstream, but it's the same shit. It's just they're the ones at the helm of it. And that's their idea of independence. That's not what independence is. Independence would mean a fucking free for all, which is what we want. Well, I want. You might not want that because maybe
No, independent
you're
music
gonna
just
have to
means
cope with the fact
independent
that you're
from a
not as
record
important as
label,
you were
Eric.
before.
It
But
just
I don't care
means
about that.
they're not on a record
I
label,
don't
mate.
care. That doesn't interest me. Like I said, I'm not doing
Just
this.
means they do
Look, the
gigs
audience
on
has blessed me to be in
tours.
this
They don't
position,
have a
and that's
record
why I'm here.
label. They put out
If
their
the
stuff
audience likes it,
themselves.
they don't like it. The
It's
market is
pretty
the
much the
market, and
same
that's who's
for
speaking, and that's what
independent
matters.
comics.
So if someone comes by and they're more successful than I for
That's what
any reason, I can
independent
think they're
is.
like, doesn't matter how I feel about it
I don't
individually. It's
know why
irrelevant.
we're going around the block for this idea, mate, but
Not to say that someone can't have an opinion.
that's what
They can.
independent is. It's literally just fucking not on
For
a
sure,
record label.
absolutely. You can think, oh well, it's not that good. Okay, cool. That's your business. That said, if the
Fuck's
industry or the
sakes.
market has said that, well, that's something that they like, that's the truth.
How do people watch this shit?
So everybody needs to be
Oh my
prepared that
god.
to have their asses kicked. The best and the ones that last. Look at the technology. Look at the growth in its industry that in the industry that they belong to, and they take advantage of it. Find new things to do to implement within
No,
their
I'm sorry.
own
There's no one in my
businesses,
chat. I'm not
and
doing
then they
this
go be
anymore.
great.
This is
That's
fucking
what
boring as
the guys
fuck.
that last are able to do, and
There's
you're
no one
gonna
watching
have to
this,
do
right?
that in this new independent market. You have to because there's no rules anymore. Someone can have a different economic model that they're operating on as far as how their business is funded, and it will be no more or less legitimate
No,
than
there's no one
yours,
watching
unless they're
this. I'm
getting money from
stopping
the
the
government. You
stream.
get what I'm saying? But if they're doing it independently, like true independence, it doesn't have to look the same, and it's probably not going to look the same. And that's the beautiful thing. There's no right way to do this. That's why I always preface, even the advice that I give, I'm always saying like, this worked for me, right? This is how I did it because I'm under no impression that this is going to translate one to one to another person. It's not.
This
You can't
motherfucker
be me.
was supported
I can't be
by
you.
channels that
And
had
that's how the independents are going to thrive. It's the
hundreds of
ones that know what
thousands,
they can
if
do
not
within their own
millions of
individual
people,
capacity, know what they have access to,
millions
and
of
then they
eyes on
come
there.
up with something unique
They
specifically for them,
all
tailor made for them, and then
promoted
they
the
do
shit,
awesome things.
including
That's what the
Comicsgate,
best of us are
out of
going to do.
Eric.
That's what the best of
And
us are
now
already doing.
this
I saw my man
motherfucker
Jay in the
thinks he
chat. Shout
like
out, Drunk 3PO.
he did it all himself. He thinks like, oh, my product is so fucking great. It fucking it's that's how it
See my
happened.
man's Kane and White,
I'm just doing great.
artist
I'm
of
just being
Stressor.
great.
Shout out.
But you're not being great. Your product's fucking shit, which is why it
Man,
keeps
Kanan, man,
diminishing
such a
because the
wonderful
fucking
asset
people
here,
don't
man.
like it.
Hoping to work with Kanan for the next fucking 30 fucking years, man.
Oh my god,
Doing
Kanan,
great
don't
things.
do that. Oh, Kanan, it's not worth the money. Kanan, get out. Save yourself.
All right.
Come back to Comicsgate. We love you, Kanan. We love you.
My apologies. I didn't address you properly earlier, Mr. Ripper Trump, says
Oh
Kellen.
my god. Oh, Ripper
Funny, man.
Trump. Okay.
Shout out, Kellen. We have
Oh,
Ray Haylock with a 7 says, I asked because I built a plugin that allows folks to host their campaigns, but shipping and fulfillment is a nightmare
oh.
for most. Yeah, it is because it's a different industry. And I don't think you should you should not anticipate that just because you know one thing, you know how to do everything. But yeah, it's unfortunate that a lot of people happen to find out the hard way. And this
Yeah.
is the point that I brought about like
Hey
the
everyone, check this
positive
out.
that independence has
Cybertruck's
brought
coming
our
blue.
industries has also made a lot of people delusional
See, look,
in
blue
terms of what they are
Cybertruck.
capable of
Isn't that
doing. So
cool?
they think, well, just because I have access to it means that I can now do
I've
it, and
never
it's
seen that
not
before. Blue
how it works.
Cybertruck. I
You
always see
have
them in
to,
black or silver. You never see blue or
figure
red
things out.
or something like that. I'm
And there's going to
glad
be a lot
they're
of
like,
things that you
you know,
don't
getting
know.
different colors out.
Thankfully, I come from the music industry. There's a lot of direct crossover,
Hmm.
and doing it music independently. Right, I came from the era. I'm from Texas, man. I came from the era that when I started doing music, it was this is how you got on. You got on by hitting the club scene, right? And you got on by slanging fucking mixtapes out of the trunk of your car. The first mixtape that I ever dropped at 15, 16 years old, Wild on Both Sides. For everybody that know, that was my first big blow up with the Bring the Beef song. I was like 15 years old when I recorded that shit. All those CDs, we burnt them ourselves. We were selling them bitches at schools in the trunk of our fucking car. I had my fucking my Cutlass at the time, right? my fucking gray Cutlass, and I was slanging them fucking mixtapes out of the trunk of my car at 15 at 16 years of age, 15, 16 years of age, 16 when I was old enough to obviously drive around. I had my permit at 15. And oh yeah, I was not on the road at 15 because yeah, I had to be accompanied by someone that was like 21 years of age or older, and I was never driving at 15 unaccompanied by an adult. Never did I do that. But course of age, properly, I was slanging mixtapes out of the trunk of my car. And there's a lot of crossover from doing that and this. Not the same thing. But I'm just saying, like I collected all that knowledge over the years, and then even doing it in multiple genres, right? And doing it in the rap and hip hop scene, and also doing it in the rock and like metal and hardcore scene as well. So I learned so much about just how shit functions. And there's a lot, especially with distribution, a lot of it's very, very similar. Especially, I mean, the merchandise is the same thing. Slinging merchandise is the same thing. It's just a different industry. But books is obviously different because you're dealing with like printing and stuff. But I mean, there's some similarities to printing a book and printing back in those days when people bought them CDs. I would say that's a remaster, Bring the Beat. Funny thing about that is that Jay Don, who is the third verse on that song, called me yesterday. Of course. Someone said Jack Ripper was driving around 15, accompanied by an adult, returning Sonic the Hedgehog to Blockbuster. Exactly. That was a good kid. Great, great kid.
The fuck are you
Never do
talking
something
about?
illegal like
Retard.
that at 15. Crazy.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Okay. So yeah, so obviously, man, we got so much fucking planned.
Yeah, you want to talk about that? You want to
We
talk
got
about
Horseman
the...
coming up. Um, that'll be our next collection.
Oh.
It coming next month in September, and obviously we have a couple of them that will be closing in September as well. A couple of collections closing. We have some other collections that we're starting to work on. You guys know Blood Ruth is happening, but we got Riptard, which is another thing there. With Jay's book first, and then we got Flash's book. Really excited about both of those. So there'll be some work being done with those in September as well. Um,
Yeah.
Robert said earlier, late. Oh, it'll launch
Yeah.
early, early to mid. Like obviously, we promised the summer. Summer ends September the 22nd, so it'll be out long before then. As far as Horseman is concerned.
Wait, what? Summer ends October? Are you fucking mental?
Soon. You know, with me, man, you never know. I wake up at 2 a.m. and bam. But it'll be happening very
Okay.
soon.
Shit. Jesus Christ.
Come over. I'll bring pizzas.
Yeah,
That sounds good. Huh?
what are you going to have on your pizza?
Larry.
Can you tell people? Homeless Larry? He's delivering
When I would
pizzas
eat
now?
pizza.
Good for him.
Paul with a 5 says, I had 3 beepers on me back in the day because I had so many friends to talk to. Says Paul Height with a 5. Beepers. Sheesh.
Hmm.
I never had I had partners that did. I never had a beeper. My first communication device was a Nokia, brick ass Nokia phone.
Hold on. Well, Eric's been so
And I was
entertaining. Let me show you something cool.
where did I get that? That would have been
Time for another impossible cover-up.
Shush.
I was in the 8th grade. No, 7th or 8th grade, one of those.
Some honey on
Middle
here.
school.
Okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
Nokia. And that was back when you got the face plates and shit too. So I could make it red.
And then pop this on there.
That was my first phone. So Red says first phone was a Razor. That was the phone I had in
Ooh,
at some
that
point
looks
in high
cool.
school was a Razor. And I broke that. I broke that front screen on that shit. So many. I went through like
That's
2 or 3
nice.
Razors.
That looks cool.
Nokia could take a bullet. Nokia was a bullet. Those days were. I mean, they don't make them like that anymore. Now you got to get cases and all this shit to make sure your phone don't fuck up. You could have you could raw dog. You could have that bitch raw dog is all get out.
What
A
the
Nokia,
fuck?
and nothing was gonna happen to that. You could have ran that shit over, and it was gonna be fine.
Oh my god.
Ray Haylock with a 14 says, have you got a specific link?
Does.
Riversend.com. Yep. You can go there. That's where the
Look.
inquiry list.
Marilyn
form
Manson
sheet
looks
is
like
there.
Nicolas
I got
Cage
5 vibes.
disguised
I'll
as
set
Marilyn
things up for. I
Manson.
love to answer shipping and fulfillment questions for them. Yes. Go there. Riversend.com.
Oh yeah, guys, I found like the entire
You run over
stand
a Nokia, you better check your car for
on
damage.
YouTube for free. Suck it.
That's a great
Suck it,
point.
Stephen King. Ah.
Yeah, that was my first phone.
Hey.
First communication device. Up until the end, it was house phone.
Zoop, 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 zoop.
That was it.
I got a straw. Look, check this out. Wine goes
Now,
up.
people don't have house phones.
Wine goes down. Wine goes up.
Hell, I
Wine
don't have
goes
house
down.
phones.
Wine goes up. Wine goes down. Yeah, that kit like
Crazy
that
shit.
shit. It's a nice looking cat.
Kids know about those Nokia phones, yeah, man. Those things were fucking.
Yeah, we're talking about Nokia
Indestructible,
phones,
man.
man. Fucking indestructible, man.
Free weekend
Fucking
paid
play
yeah,
Snake
fuck,
on
yeah,
that
those are
shit.
actually-
Yeah, fucking
Yeah, that's crazy to
Snake,
think about. Yeah, you had to think about
fucking
stuff like that,
play
like
Snake on
how
a
many
Nokia
times you on
phone.
text and shit. Obviously, that was before I know Blackberries became a thing, and that was like those T-Mobile fucking sidekicks or whatever the fuck became massive. But before then, you had to press the button, obviously, to text, and you could only send a handful of those. And nights and weekends, you had to call after a certain time to get it for free. Otherwise, it was cutting into your minutes. That's crazy to think about, man. That was not that long ago. That was not that long ago. Where entire phones plans were built around that, like free nights and weekends and shit.
Shit.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny to think about because now it's like nobody's thinking about how many minutes do I have on my phone unless you got a burner. And I don't even think they work like that. I don't know the ones you get from like Walmart and shit.
Shit.
Metro PCS. Fuck. I'm pretty sure I was on. Well,
Hey.
it wasn't AT&T at the time. It was Southwestern Bell. Y'all know about that.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, mate. You do realize some of your audience is an American, right?
Man, I'm aging myself, and I ain't even that old.
You're old enough.
Not even that old. I had an Ericsson phone too. That was the phone I had after the Nokia. Some
Dude, look at
shitty
this.
Ericsson. I mean, that shit was built for
Yeah.
tough too.
Hell yeah.
It was yeah, it was a longer one. Yeah,
Bush
was
should
like
get
my
that
second,
released on the
my second
Riptard.
phone, I think.
Oh, by the way,
It was
this
like
is
freshman year.
the Midtown Comics sale that he was talking about. Eternal
Yeah.
Warriors, 550, 595.
Gotta
What's
give you
the
credit where it's
60%
due.
off,
Title
guys?
yourself were a great inspiration behind me building a plug-in. Hell, hey man, that's what it's about. I love to hear people being inspired. Shout out to Ray, man. I love to hear people being inspired. Excuse me, by anything I fucking do. That's what it's about. Go be great, man. I ever said Sony Ericsson, my first phone ever. Yeah, that was my second. My second phone after that Nokia I had was a Ericsson, Sony Ericsson. I was during the time when
None of these are
I
$35
lived
comics.
that year I lived in Arkansas, and I lived in the country, so that bitch
Oh,
didn't work at
hold on,
all.
hold
I
on.
had to be like in the
$35
city
comic, Venom.
for the bitch to even work
Is that down to $5?
because
No,
there was
it's
no working. That
$31.
phone was not working anywhere fucking
31.
in the country. You had to be like outside, standing diagonal to the fucking sunset at whatever time it in order for that shit to work. Shit was wild. I feel like that Nokia phone, that first one I had, has got to be at my mom's house somewhere. Somewhere. At the top of the second story, yeah, it was. It was no getting no signal out there, bro.
I don't
That
see
shit was
the
crazy.
60% offs.
You get the extended. No, I don't think there was an antenna. Now that I
I wonder
remember,
what is
on
actually
that shit. I
60%
could be
off. Is there a way
wrong,
to
man. I
actually see
forgot they
what's
had phones
60%
that
off
was antenna.
on here?
Oh man, that was a thing.
Oh, here we go. 60% off. Was
That
450,
was a thing.
now 180.
Fuck.
60% off, guys,
Like
of
I was right at my era of getting
Catwoman.
phones was right after like the obnoxious mobile phone, like the ones where that was like this big, right? That only like three
60%
people
off
had,
of
and they just like
Catwoman,
they look like
Volume
home
5.
phones for the most part, and they had the big ass antenna, the fucking tan joints,
Artist Carmine,
whatever the fuck them shits was called. That was
Di
my mom. No, my
Gina
mom did not have one of them.
Domenico.
Who was
Domenico.
that fucking had that? Wasn't my pops either. He didn't have one either.
Writers
We knew someone
Teeny
that had one of them
Howard,
bitches.
220.
Yeah, shoebox phone. Yeah, them shits was
50% off was
massive.
15. Was 15.90,
That was right after my
15.51.
era
Now
of mobile phones.
7.76
Or right before my era.
for Catwoman.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, in a relatively
Go.
short period of time, technology has just gotten crazy. What we're familiar with, like especially
I'm
if you're
not
my age,
seeing
if you're around
a
that
comic
age
that
of
was $35 down to $5 though, Eric.
that younger millennial,
45%
like I
off,
am, like
$100,
you're living in a time that is
nearly half
bizarre,
price.
right? Like, cause you remember all of that, like you remember the dial-up internet and cutting, knocking motherfuckers off the phone and shit. But you're also like, I almost feel like this era that I'm living in right now is also mine as well, because I'm young enough to have lived through
$6.
the entire basically
That's
development
close.
cycle of the fucking internet.
$15 down to
Where I was
$6.
young when
That's
all that
nearly
shit was going down.
$5. Destro's got his
Like
own
Net
comic.
Zero, fucking. I just remember that
Nice.
Alta Vista. I remember that shit so vividly, right? Because that was
35,
my youth,
1776.
right? And now it's like I'm still relatively young, right? But I lived through all of that shit.
Yeah,
It's like a weird kind of era.
people
If
live
you are
through
one of
shit,
like
bro.
younger millennials like me, and how so much has happened since then.
It's crazy, right? World.
So like I'm old enough to know all of that, but not old enough to like boomer as far as technology like that we have access to.
Oh no,
Which
no,
I'm
you're in the
really
sweet
familiar
spot,
with
Eric.
now.
No, you're in the fucking sweet spot, I'm sure. Fucking retard. Yeah, everything you're doing is
Dial up, yeah,
right.
crazy times, huh? Dial up, fuck.
Fuck, man.
We
Dial
were
up.
obviously always on those damn free trials, and we talk about AOL and all that shit, and getting
Dial up,
out to
man.
Vista dial up modems and shit.
Fucking
Like I say, kicking
dial up.
motherfuckers
That's
off.
crazy.
You know, someone picking up the phone or kick
Picking up the
someone off the fucking
phone, and then-
internet.
Yeah.
Which is funny as fuck, by the way.
It's not.
Picking up the phone and hearing someone's on the fucking internet, and then you done kick their ass off. Now they cussing you out. What you cussing me out for? We on a free trial anyway. We only got like 40 more minutes of this shit. God,
It's
damn.
just bleak, really, isn't it, Eric? Like, how many
AOL
people are
and
watching this now?
Fucking AOL Instant Messenger. Like I said, I remember that shit so fucking vividly.
How many people
But
are
like,
watching
I'm a
this
relatively
fucking
young
show?
guy.
1,600 people are watching this shit.
Not cable internet in '98. I don't remember when the fuck. I can't remember. I remember
I'm
when
not
we
watching
first
this
got.
shit anymore. I'm going,
We had
guys.
moved from
This shit's bullshit.
the side of Dallas.
This
And we
shit's
moved
boring
to
as
the
fuck.
and
I
we
got better
first, like, that
stuff
was
to
the
do.
first one
Bye.
we got DSL.
Bye-bye.